Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into something that is just absolutely fascinating. Seriously, I want you to go ahead and clear away literally everything you think you know about weight loss right now, because we are looking at some groundbreaking 2026 medical discoveries regarding how your body biologically eliminates visceral fat. We're not talking about simply eating less or, just endlessly running on a treadmill. We are talking about utilizing 3 specific mechanical rules to spot reduce the absolute most dangerous fat in the human body. So grab a notepad, because this analysis is going to fundamentally change how you view your own biology.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is the 4-step whiteboard journey we're taking inside the human body today. First, the hidden danger. Second, Rule 1, Japanese walking. Third, Rule 2, the gut fire protocol. And finally, Rule 3, double fasting.
Part 1. The hidden danger. Let's look deep inside the body.
So most people treat all belly fat like it's exactly the same thing. But biologically, they are completely different beasts. On one side, we have subcutaneous fat. That's just the surface fat you can pinch. It's actually relatively harmless. But on the other side, we have visceral fat. And I want you to think of visceral fat less like stored energy and way more like a toxic sludge. Imagine having a swollen, injured knee, right? It's inflamed, you're limping around, and it completely alters how you walk. Visceral fat does that exact same thing, but to your internal organs. It is constantly releasing these inflammatory chemicals, literally suffocating your pancreas, your intestines, and your heart, totally preventing them from doing their jobs.
And this brings us to the real damage. This toxic sludge actively creates insulin resistance. The fat physically surrounds and blocks your organs, fundamentally interfering with how your body utilizes insulin. So, what does this all mean? Well, instead of your body storing sugar in the right places or, using it for energy, this biological interference actually forces your body to store that sugar as even more fat. It's this vicious, incredibly dangerous cycle of disease and fat storage.
Rule 1, Japanese walking. Let's combat this inflammation.
The very first biological target I want you to focus on is hitting 12,000 to 15,000 steps daily. Open up your health app, find your current average, and just add 1,000 steps a day until you hit this magic range. But here is the real secret to making this work against visceral fat. 60% of these steps must be done in the morning on a completely empty stomach.
Now, what's really interesting here is the inner workings of your liver. The secret lies in the biology of the fasted state. When you fast overnight, your liver glycogen gets completely depleted, and your insulin levels drop to their absolute lowest point. In this state, when you start walking, your body literally has no accessible sugar to burn. It is physically forced to eat its own fat as fuel. And the best part? It prioritizes burning that toxic visceral fat first.
Which brings us to a highly counterintuitive biological fact. Running only uses about 50% of its energy directly from fat stores. But moderate walking? That utilizes 70 to 80% of its energy straight from fat. Walking actually targets your fat stores significantly better than running does, and it does the job without destroying your joints or spiking your stress hormones.
To maximize this, we use a specific 30-minute technique developed by researchers at Shinshu University in Japan. Here is the exact breakdown. You start with a 5-minute gentle warm-up. Then, do a 3-minute brisk walk, a pace where holding a conversation is pretty difficult, followed immediately by a 3-minute moderate window shopping pace. You repeat that 3-minute cycle 5 times, and then finish up with a 5-minute cooldown. Studies show this specific interval protocol boosts your VO2 max by 10 to 15% and can physically shrink your waistline by 6 centimeters in just a few months. It's amazing.
Rule 2, the gut fire protocol. Time to look at the stomach. Dietary mechanics account for about 80% of successful fat loss. The foundation of this protocol is controlling your insulin. And to do that, we have to understand that not all sugar is created equal. Take a crisp apple, it contains fiber and vitamins. Your body has to work really hard to digest it, which results in a slow, manageable sugar release that actually feeds your good gut bacteria. Ultra-processed candy, on the other hand, has 0 fiber. It rapidly spikes your blood sugar, causing a massive insulin crash. Ultra-processed foods literally hijack your body's internal furnace. So the absolutely crucial point here is controlling that blood sugar response. And the first tool in the gut fire protocol is apple cider vinegar. Having just 1 tablespoon in water 10 minutes before a meal acts as a biological shield. It slows down gastric emptying and activates your AMPK metabolic switch, which makes your cells highly responsive to insulin. It essentially takes a massive fire hose of blood sugar and turns it into a steady, manageable stream.
Our second daily drink is green tea, and this brilliantly illustrates the power of specific compounds.
Green tea contains a really potent catechin called ECGC. According to clinical CT scans, ECGC acts exactly like a GPS-guided missile inside your body. It actively differentiates between good fat and bad fat, specifically targeting the visceral fat for elimination while keeping your total body weight stable. 4 to 5 cups a day is the optimal target here.
Next, we need to stock your internal furnace with specific, high-protein, gut-friendly foods. Wild-caught salmon provides omega-3s that actually block the stress hormones that tell your body to store visceral fat. Greek yogurt, specifically the kind containing the bacteria Lactobacillus gasseri, has been clinically shown to reduce visceral fat areas. Add in berries and chia seeds for that vital fiber, and kefir or kimchi for powerful probiotics. Giving yourself this exact biological toolkit physically turns your digestive tract into a high-protein, calorie-burning furnace.
Rule 3. Double fasting. Shifting our focus to biological timing.
We start with a baseline daily routine known as 16-8 fasting. You spend 16 hours in a fasting state and consume all your calories within an 8-hour window. Practically speaking, this just means you stop eating at 8 p.m. and you don't eat again until noon the next day. This fundamental rule exercises your self-control and ensures your insulin levels stay incredibly low for the vast majority of the day.
But to really reset your metabolism, we stack that daily routine with one weekly 24-hour fast. Now, I know that might sound a little daunting, but look at the timeline here. If you eat your last meal at 8 p.m. on a Sunday and break your fast at 8 p.m. on Monday, 8 full hours of that fast are completely covered while you sleep. It's so manageable. And when you finally break the fast on Monday night, you do it with a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar to perfectly prime your insulin response.
Now, why does all of this work so spectacularly? Well, when you implement this double fasting technique alongside your morning walks and your gut-fire foods, your body experiences a profound feeling of internal relief. You get a massive drop in circulating insulin, greatly improving your body's insulin sensitivity and drastically reducing inflammation. Your body enters autophagy, actively clearing out damaged cells, your human growth hormone spikes to preserve your muscle mass, and your digestive tract gets to flush out the bad bacteria. This entire protocol targets the visceral fat directly, burning it away even without requiring some drastic, miserable reduction in calories. It's totally backed by clinical studies, and it's exactly how people transform from having a core full of toxic sludge to a highly functional, sculpted physique in just 8 to 12 weeks.
So the absolutely crucial takeaway from this explainer is that bridging the gap between dangerous internal inflammation and excellent health, it isn't magic, it's mechanical. It's just putting one foot in front of the other. So I want to leave you with this question. What small, mechanical rule will you implement tomorrow morning to start melting your visceral fat? Will it be the fasted interval walk? The apple cider vinegar? Make your choice and start taking your biology back.